gonna do? Cowpoke? It's loaded.
It's got bolites.
This is how a party starts.
Where's beers?
I would have laughed if Josh pointed that at you, didn't realize it was loaded,
Shot me.
Shot you.
That's why I always, when people come over, the safety's always on. That's why I was just...
Look, I know gun.
He's mad because
go.
he shot himself in the balls. There was 2.
There was a second one.
How'd you shoot yourself in the balls?
Ah! There's not a third one. How did I shoot my... did I
What if
shoot
there was a
myself?
third?
Yeah.
It would have shot you in the throat. I would have felt bad.
Remember, I was trying to shoot you, and then you ended up pulling the trigger when I had it pointed at you and shot yourself
You're
in the
not
balls.
supposed to talk about that outside of the bedroom.
It was in the kitchen, and James was here.
Shh. Shh.
See, things like to get...
Who are you to talk? Remember my birthday?
This is true.
No, I don't. What did we talk about?
What, at the birthday? I don't fucking remember. I took that one shot with you and I was... Blah, blah,
We
blah.
both smacked his butt at the same time, though.
Yeah, I remember that.
Great. You remember that?
Yeah.
He remembers that, but...
I remember that part. Because I was like, whoa, all this attention.
My hiney. My hiney's never felt so alive.
I just moved the thing like it was going to change it. Hold on. Let's get you in there, Josh. What you doing? He's hiding from the camera. Also, because the table can't move anymore. But it was close, but no, no cigar,
no vomit.
no vomite. Vomite.
I like to gamble with what I do every day, he says. Sometimes it's going to be a burp. Sometimes it's going to be pure vomit.
People pay me for that. I mean, what day is it? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
And it's another episode of Game Girls But Boys.
It's probably not going to be published on a Wednesday.
Yeah, probably not.
But we're recording on a Wednesday. Did we need to do a clap sync? Is this all for naught?
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Because next time we'll have 2 mics.
Okay. Anyway.
Chirp, chirp, chirp. Wait, give me... hand over the keys, though.
That's how y'all been. That
Fire
was a really
Nation.
awkward fire. Let me tell you a story, kids. Back when I was a young man, the Fire Nation didn't attack. But now they have.
Wait, so she was just telling me this is... So we won't get immediately into Death Stranding, even though I want to. But you brought up a good segue. Netflix... Wait, I'll let you do it.
How
Go
is
ahead.
this a segue?
What?
Tell them the thing about the Netflix and
Oh,
Nickelodeon.
Netflix and Nickelodeon signed a
saw
multi-year
that.
deal to
saw
make
that.
like original movies and TV shows
How is that
with
a
all the
segue?
Nickelodeon characters and all the new ones.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with Rocco's Modern Life.
Did
live
you watch
action.
that
No.
movie?
No, I didn't see the Hey Arnold one either. I just...
There's a Harry Arnold movie?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like they...
We watched Invader Zim. It was great.
I liked it. I loved
It was
that
great.
one. I loved Enter the Florpus.
Well, we watched it not only because we wanted to see it, but we're hoping they give it a TV show.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it come back.
It was good when it was on TV.
He's
but,
still
like,
a
I don't
youngin'.
know.
He wrote the show when he was like 17.
Jonah Vasquez?
Yeah, he's
I
a
love Jonah
youngin'.
Vasquez. I just love that Nickelodeon gave that dude a show with the comic books called Squee or Johnny and the Homicidal Maniac. They were like, this guy is a family-friendly
what?
dude. He's the guy. Before he created Invader Zim, he had a comic book called Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
Who let him do that?
Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon.
I didn't know that.
Invader Zim is a Nickelodeon.
No, I knew that, but I didn't know that he made another comic
Yeah, he has two.
under their label.
Well, that's why they had to
No, it's
actually...
not under Nickelodeon's label, but that's what I thought was weird. He made Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, and then he made
Oh, and
Squee.
they were like that.
And Nickelodeon's like, this dude is exactly who we want to create a kids
Well,
show.
they actually had to edit the Invader Zim intro because it used to have Gurr dripping in blood.
Yeah.
And then they were like, that's not kid-friendly.
He wanted to kill off Zim at the end of it, too,
Yeah.
but Nick was like, no.
So,
Yeah.
I kind of know why he got the show. Sort of, kind of. One of my teachers at Full Sail worked for Nickelodeon for like umpteen years back, like when
When they were...
our cartoons were being made. It was a fucking shit show.
Yeah, that's what I
So there
heard.
was not that many people, and it was just kind of a bunch of people shooting the shit in a room.
And they needed original content.
And they needed, yeah, so like he brought them like a thing that was just like, it's like Adventure Time. Adventure Time, they really couldn't say no to him because he was like, here you go. And they were like, yeah, this is pretty fucking good.
Didn't Nickelodeon say no to him, though?
Yeah. But now Nickelodeon would never let any of that shit slide. None of the old
Is
cartoons.
Nickelodeon still creating original
Well, I mean, I guess they're
cartoons?
changing because we're talking.
I don't know, because that's what they said, like, new IP, and he said that meant, like, new characters and new shows. So whatever they create new will also be able to be on Netflix. So,
intellectual property is what I meant to say. Sorry.
so I don't know.
We'll see what happens. Nickelodeon's been like on. I don't think I've really heard anything animation-wise come from Nickelodeon in years. Probably over a decade.
Still doing.
They had what?
Disney's weird,
Didn't they do like what? Sanjay and Craig and like weird.
Yeah.
What was Fanboy and Chum Chum?
No, you don't want to talk about that show.
I like
That show was just so bizarre.
Y'all
but
are
so hilarious
rude as
at the
shit
same
to
time.
Fanboy. And
Look
Chum
up Fanboy and Chum Chum. I think you need to watch it again.
I just love the episodes where they'd go to get the Slurpees at the 7-Eleven.
I think you really need to watch the whole show again.
Oh, really?
It was bad. Back at the barnyard.
I wonder what they
Camp
would do.
Laszlo. What was
Camp
that? Was
Laszlo,
Cartoon
Cartoon
Network.
Network.
Man, Cartoon Network. I mean, they did really well with all the Adventure Time, like regular show. All that was supervised by the Adventure Time guy.
Well, I wonder what that means for SpongeBob. If that means Netflix can make new stuff with SpongeBob. Because aren't they still making new
No, they're
episodes?
still making new episodes. He said he'll do it until that he's got that disease. So he said he'll do SpongeBob's voice until he literally can't anymore.
Wait, Tom Kenny has a disease?
He has a disease that's going to take his voice.
Wow.
Right.
How ironic.
I watched a thing in school about how, like, he used to do Bugs Bunny voices and stuff as a kid because he wanted to be a voice actor. The world is a cruel bitch, Josh.
That just really made me depressed.
That's like one of the big ones. That, Heath Ledger, we
Whoa.
watched 10 Things I Hate About You. I fucking love it. I've never seen it before.
Oh, no?
There was shit thrown on the window within the first 10 minutes of the movie.
You're
I
like,
was
this is
dying.
going to be good.
No, speaking of, like, in relation to voice actors, something that is on a positive note, did you see the English voice actor for Frieza actually got a new set of lungs?
Yeah, he was dying. Chris Ayres. Yeah, that was crazy.
Who we love. We love you, Chris Ayres.
So
Get well soon.
I thought that was
That's
crazy
absolutely
that he
fucking-
got
To make
an
more Dragon
entire
Ball.
new set of lungs, so he can basically keep doing what he does.
Honestly, it was the
Living,
best time, though,
obviously.
because I'm pretty sure Dragon Ball Super's in a
Hiatus.
pause right
It's
now.
on a hiatus.
Well, I can't say that word. I end up just saying hyenas. So, when the anus is high.
I don't know. It's always sad. There's always sad news. Like, that Tom Kenny thing, that sucks. That dude was... that's like Jim... You know, if Jim Cummins gets sick, you know,
Yeah.
a voice of a generation. Kids, there's time, like 20 years where kids don't know, you know, who've heard his voice. And
Wait, who are we talking about?
I'm just saying, the voice of SpongeBob is prolific. Tom Kenny's been doing
Well, we were
voices
going
for
over
years.
it, and, like, he's Futurama, he's Zap Brannigan.
He's
But he
in-
did Zap's voice because that guy actually died right after getting the role of Zap Brannigan. So he said he tried to make it as close as possible.
It's just crazy.
No one can change their voice. Normally you can tell. Even the Rick and Morty guy, like, it's not... I can always tell if it's him.
Well, even, like, I wanted to, you know, that's one of the things I've always wanted to do is go into voice acting.
You should still try.
But that's
I mean,
one thing.
you applied for Attack on Titan, but let's be honest, you kind of got a lucky break there. That dub is fucking god awful. But
let's just be like, you know, like, that's one thing. I can do impressions of people, but you'll always hear a person's real voice through.
it's so good. Well, if you did it as a living, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I feel like when I was younger, well, I don't know. Tara Strong is pretty fucking good. She's the one that does Ben 10.
But you can, if you heard her
Bubbles.
voice now, you can always go, "There's Tara Strong."
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a kid, it totally fooled me.
Yeah,
She's also Harley Quinn, the OG Harley Quinn.
she still is.
Also in Arrow, but it's just her silhouette in an episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they didn't want her because she's a little bit. She a thick girl.
Tara Strong.
Yeah, bro. Her Instagram or what? Not her Instagram. I don't follow her on Instagram. Her Twitter is just like her boobs are ginormous. So she always be taking them like, ah, and it's like, oh, I like you, but Jesus Christ, you don't need to put them in every shot.
She plays
She's
Raven.
gonna be, well, yeah, and she's vegan and all this stuff, so she's probably gonna be like, that's not nice. And I'm a fan. I just get your titties
It's
out
not
the
a
way.
one-man... We're not doing a one-man thing of you going after Tara Strong right now. We're going to talk about
So-
Death Stranding.
All right, let's segue into Death Stranding
Very clumsily, like we always do.
and go.
We're going to talk about Death Stranding. I hope you all had your pants on for that. Because I don't know what that means. But, so what do you think about Kojima's brand new game? So, background, he's the creator of Metal Gear Solid, the entire franchise. He split with Konami, I want to say 3-4 years ago. It was a big deal in the gaming universe.
It's been 4 fucking years.
Oh my God. But he was gonna do Silent Hills with Konami, but they got rid of him. They canned the project. Death Stranding was announced a year later, and I want to say 2 years now.
Do you know about that? Do you know all the stuff that's in Death Stranding from PT?
I mean, you can see that there's a lot of...
The photo is from PT. His photo with the girl's face scratched out is from PT.
He probably used a lot of assets.
The baby that was in the thing kind of looks
like
similar.
BB.
A little bit. I mean, that's stretching. That one's stretching, but the photo is smack from the
You hate
thing.
BB?
I don't hate BB. I love BB. He flicks off Guillermo del Toro.
I'm talking about Destiny.
This thing is just creepy.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
You want to show... Oh, wait.
It's just so creepy.
I don't have battery. It didn't come with batteries, so like it doesn't light up. Sorry, guys. You just put the baby there. Oh, yeah.
He had it off to the side of you, but then you put it in front. So.
Okay. So
what
were we talking about?
he's created this new game, this new property, right? And it's become a very controversial, not in the sense that it's got controversial themes in it, but it's become controversial through the gaming sphere. That is it a good game or is it a bad game?
You can get up. That's okay. Our cat stole one of our chicken wings and he's sniffing it.
Is it
not even eating it? He got the whole chicken wing. You never do that. What is wrong with you?
Is Death Stranding a good game, Corey? What do you think? How many hours have you played of this game so far?
Not enough.
Not enough.
I'm only on like 3 hours maybe.
No. It's been longer than that. You're at least upwards of like 5 or 6 hours.
Let's be honest. The first 3 hours are all just cutscenes anyway.
Yeah, like 5 hours. Well, to me, it didn't seem like that.
No.
Because a lot of people were saying, like, they were hard to digest, and I was like, they were pretty short scenes, but a long
span of them.
Yeah, like, but they were pretty, like, all of it was world building. Like, you really have to pay attention in the beginning to follow. But now... We're going to play a gameplay after this of my first long expedition. I died. I got fucked. But I feel like I understand the game. Everything. I don't understand the BBs. I have some theories. Y'all can spoil it if you want. I will not be checking the comments until I beat the game. Josh will check them, though, probably. Yeah. Okay. So... I don't understand the BB's history because they told me, like, basically I got to play more of the game. And then I don't understand what the beach is.
Oh.
Because she said that she doesn't age because her body's on the... And Fragile, she got fucking run over. Okay, spoilers for, like, the first 3 hours, but it's not really spoilers. It's just kind of like, if you haven't played it, this is going to give you an idea of what you're in for. Was it because of the time fall?
She got submerged in the time fall. And what the time fall is rain in Death Stranding.
How did she not die
accelerates.
By me hitting her with my fucking car?
She can, like, teleport.
Okay, so that's her. Well, I'd hit her though.
She teleported.
Oh, okay.
At the last second.
All right. Well, I didn't know that, but there's powers obviously I am not aware of yet.
Yeah.
And she's a competing package delivery company. My thoughts on the delivery aspect. That's amazing. It's a totally different concept. I don't care what anyone says. The game deserves a 10 out of 10 because it's not something you can just pick up at a store anytime. If you can show me another game that can allow me to do the same stuff I can do in Death Stranding, I will admit that it's not a 10 out of 10. But you can't, so it's 10 out of 10.
That's the thing with Kojima, you know. I listened to a couple different interviews going into playing the game before I had started the game. And he said, you know, when he first created Metal Gear Solid...
He had pushback.
He didn't set out to make a specific type of game. He didn't set out to create a stealth game. He doesn't box his creative process in with genre-defining things. So he went into Metal Gear Solid. He saw, at the time, people really liked action-heavy, gun-shooting games. He's like, well, I'm going to do the opposite of that. I want to create a stealth-based infiltration game. And that's what he did. Metal Gear Solid is one of the most popular, adored franchises.
And before you say it's too complicated... I have a surprising amount of people at my job that actually have played it that have never played any other video games, really.
You talking about Death Stranding?
No, Metal Gear.
Solid.
A lot of them have either played the second one or the first one.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened around that time. I don't know if there was a big release or something, but I don't know. I saw some stuff. He likes to quote this book, I think called The Rope. I could be wrong about that. I was telling her about this, where he says that he quotes, humans have always had two tools: the stick and the rope.
Yeah.
The stick
and
to ward off bad stuff. Oh, is it? Yeah, it's at the
very beginning of the game.
So
it kind of correlates with the whole game. The premise of the whole game is connection. And before we get kind of into the meat and potatoes of the actual game, I want to talk about Kojima's method going into this. He's an artist. He's not a developer, like most people would imagine.
He knows how to game design. He knows how to code. Because he said when it was almost done, he was going through the code himself.
Yeah.
He's had his hands on the entire project, which is extremely rare.
This is his art. So similar to like a person paint and canvas, he is trying to give us a message. And the message he wants people to see is connectivity. It's so easy nowadays to get onto social medias or to just see the negative in everything, to see people treating people badly.
So it puts you in a scenario where the only thing you can do with other people is be helpful.
And it kind of ties into the game. We'll get to that in a second. But the entire premise of Death Stranding is connecting America again. Mm-hmm. And that sounds really corny and kind of cheesy, but that's literally what you do.
I just want to say, that's the only part of the game I'm not super into. It's not an issue, it's like whatever, but the fact that they call it America and it's shaped like America...
I mean, it is the United States.
I get it, but why? What in any time in history have we ever been like, that failed? Let's name our thing after that. Like, we never built another city named Rome. That's a bad example, but I'm just saying in general. There's you would think they'd call it something else to be like the United. Well, they kind of do.
States. It's the United Communities of America, the UCF or the UCA, the United Communities of America.
Oh, is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I feel like they should have introduced it to me, not just saying we're gonna rebuild America, and it's just like
they kind of slyly
didn't work the first time.
But yeah, it's about connecting people, connecting to each other. Being able to go and help one another out. And the thing about that is, throughout gameplay, sure, you're going and you're making connections, but What are you really? I guess you're helping people. You're bringing them medicine. You're doing all this
We
stuff.
think that there's something more to it that he hasn't released or that they're going to add. Because they asked you for your birthday at the beginning, and we looked online.
I was literally just waiting for a moment to segue that in.
Okay, go ahead.
Because your abilities that you get are called the Dooms.
It's Dooms, yeah.
And I was looking it up online, and everybody said it gives you Sam's birth date, so that's why you're a Doom, what is it, level 2 or whatever. But apparently, if you're born on certain moons or you're a certain sign, you have a higher Doom level, which means you can control the VTs, you can teleport, you can do much more than most people. So I don't get why they ask for your birthday
if they don't use it.
So we're wondering if they're going to add something later on requiring that.
I don't, because he would have had to been already working on this, but I'm just saying, if multiplayer comes out and I can steal your fucking cargo, oh my god, I'm never going to get off of this. Because we've talked a little bit about the world itself. The gameplay is the best part of the entire game. It's fucking crazy.
It's the best part.
I have to manage
also
stuff.
The most controversial aspect of the game, going back to what we were talking about.
Which is but my thing to that is like, that's your own fucking fault. If you've never played a Kojima game and you were just like, oh, my friend thinks this is dope, and I'm not going to look up any game, because there was gameplay before the game even came out that showed you that this is what it was going to be like. So all I enjoy now in the game is looking forward to when I can hold more cargo. Because at first I felt like I could manage it. Like I was getting perfects and I was delivering everything. And then the first time they give you the side orders, I took all of them, but I couldn't take the main order. So I left that place, delivered those, but then there were more, and I was like, all right, I'm getting overwhelmed. I read somewhere that they said you should get to Chapter 3. I'm only in Chapter 2 as fast as possible. So I'm trying to do the main quest, at least until I get all my stuff, because I think I don't have the exosuit yet. But, like, even if you want combat, like, there is combat, but I will admit, like, she saw what happened. I got surrounded by dudes when I was doing the expedition the first time.
Okay, he opened that invitation because he saw the bad guys, could have gone a different direction.
He threw the spear at me.
Drove straight through them, got an electric spear thrown at him, so then he proceeds to jump off the bike and tried to punch the person so he could run away.
I got one of them.
So what did they do? They shocked him again.
So I escaped them, but then I was... Because you can, in the game, you can put your waypoint, which is awesome. And you can see it, and you can follow it, so you can kind of map how you're going to deliver the stuff. I've been going about it the wrong way. I need to start... I think that the secret to the game is to start building stuff early so that later deliveries will be easier. Because right now, traveling through... I've been driving the bike over ladders, no lie. to get over, like, rivers and shit. But I fell off a cliff because I tried to avoid some BTs that someone had posted were right there. So I went up the cliff way. It was terrible. But it was cool. It was exciting because I was kind of like, damn, I'm doing too well at this game. I hope it gets difficult. Then it got way too difficult, and I was like, shit. But I think it's cool that you go outside and then you have to, like, prepare yourself. You got to get the right weight and all that good stuff.
You get to rock the baby, too.
It is.
Yeah, you gotta rock.
Corey, please, God, we don't need kids yet. Because he's taking the controller.
And the baby's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So I was like, okay, you gotta rock it. So he said, okay, like this. And I was like, we literally just at our meeting just talked about shaken baby syndrome. What are you doing?
We had to sign
and he said, well, what am I supposed to do? And I was like, you gotta go like this. He said, oh, okay, I got it now. I got it. It's calming down.
Like,
I was like, yeah.
And I'm like, it won't stop.
My son loves that bit, by the way.
Oh, really?
He loves it. So when you saw the part where she eats the bug at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Spoilers. My son is 3.5, and he watched that part. And the moment she grabbed it, he was like, "No, yucky!" And then she eats the bug, and he looks at me, he's like he's just seen the worst thing, and he's like, "Daddy, why?" I don't know.
Then you looked at him, you were like, for sustenance.
I don't know, bud. And so anytime I start playing that game, he's always like, "Daddy, I want to see the baby in the water. I want to see the baby in the water." So I like look down and I'll start doing the thing. He's like, "Yes!"
It's just terrifying to hear like the baby cries come from his controller.
It is, yeah.
Because it's terrifying when the BT's like right here and the baby's losing its shit and the thing's losing its shit, and I'm like, okay,
I'm gonna die.
I need to calm the shit down. All right, the baby needs to maintain composure in stressful situations, even though it's a baby.
Do you maintain stressful?
Fuck no, that's why he doesn't know.
Yeah, so like, what do you mean?
So you've played it for how long? You think 5 hours, 6 hours?
5 hours, something like that.
Yeah.
I want to say I clocked in about 20 hours.
Holy shit, boy!
But I'm no further than you.
What the fuck? What did you do?
So similar to you.
Did you do all the orders though?
They don't end.
Okay,
they don't end.
See, I was worried about that.
They don't end.
Now, something that is cool, I picked up one that was on my friends list. It was Bootsy Drop. I returned them to him.
Yeah. It is cool.
Oh, wow.
So
you were nice for once.
So I'm a little bit further than you. I'm literally in chapter 3.
So you must have just done that long trip.
Yeah. They put you into another part of the area.
You can just spoil it. Is that when you first meet Troy Baker?
Yeah. You're about to
meet him. They were like, this is your longest expedition. They gave me the blood grenades, which is pretty cool. So basically, there are weapons. It's just that early on, they try to give you weapons to counter the BTs. Also, the reason that the game is so good is because it feels like the longer I play, it keeps adding shit. I keep getting like new stuff, and so now I have blood grenades. And I have blood packs, which is an interesting thing.
You know what's so funny about that? It's so small. Like if you max out the stars with a facility, they give you a star on your leg.
Wait,
like,
really?
It gets added to your like a part of your outfit, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like that does nothing for me.
Well, your rank as a deliverer goes up.
Yeah, but it literally does nothing for you, but it adds a little star.
Now.
That's what I'm saying.
But
at the same time,
there are different endings. I know that.
But at the same time, I fucking like that. Like I have 4 stars on my leg now because I spent the 20 hours in the first area maxing up every single community.
Oh shit! Maybe I should have done that. It's all right. Fuck it. We're doing the expedition.
No, like I've done that. I did that part.
Yeah.
I got through it. You're gonna want to do that because you unlock ability to fast travel at that point.
Oh, okay.
Did you lose your bike yet?
I did on that run, but I literally immediately reloaded a save. Yeah. I tried to rescale the cliff. I wanted to keep it as like authentic as possible.
You're talking about the fucking cliff by the wind turbine.
Yeah, holy fuck!
It was so funny
I was like,
because he tried to go back up the water and it just shot him back down. And he tried to go back up and it shot him back down. Then he tried to climb up and he was like, "There's no way I can climb."
There's a specific spot where you can drive the bike really jankily up there. But yeah, like I hated it. I thought I was gonna have to leave my bike there.
Yeah, well, because I got into a situation because I do like
BTs everywhere.
When I first had the bike, when I ran into BTs, I stopped and got off the bike.
Yeah,
and I was like, "What the fuck do I do? It's gonna make too much noise." So I found out that you kind of just have to fucking drive
through it. Yeah.
So that's terrifying. But another critique, because it's just the America thing, but I feel a little more like, okay, I don't like that they took out from Metal Gear 5 the Walkman. You cannot select, and the worst thing is, and I don't know why he made this decision. If you watch this Hideo, please God, let me listen to my own music. He has locked the thing so that you can't listen to your own music.
What do you mean?
You can't play like Spotify.
I can't play Spotify or anything.
Your music that's
which was my biggest issue with Uncharted 4. Because Uncharted 4 wouldn't let me play my music during the thing. Because they have power to code in that you can't listen to your music in a block scene.
Okay.
And even when you're just like, because he did it.
So he does it. Yeah, when I'm just driving normally.
It's blocked.
I double checked it because I didn't want to say this on the podcast and then be, like that's not a thing. But it bothers me because I love the entire soundtrack. I have the Spotify album.
Yeah, same.
I love all the music. I love Low Roar. I was a fan of Low Roar when the first trailer came out, so I've been following him. Really mad he didn't make a new song for it when it launched, but because he dropped an album like the Friday that it came out.
Okay.
But it had nothing to do with Death Stranding. Anyways, that's one of my biggest issues, I think, in the entire game, is that I can't listen to my own music.
It is weird, the music, like the like just the randomness of it, and I will agree with
Which
you.
I like that part, I guess, but I don't like that I can't dictate.
Like, you can listen to your music, but it's only in your private quarters, and it's kind of like, why is that even a thing?
Well, I just don't get it, because he made the way you equip cargo is very similar to the way that the loadout screen was in Metal Gear 5, except it's way more, like, modified and, like, better, I guess.
It's up to date.
So I don't understand why, like, he knows how to put it in there, but he just chose not to do a Walkman.
I mean, I have a harmonica now, so maybe you will get a Walkman eventually.
Maybe. That would be nice, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I have a harmonica. When I rest, I just start playing the harmonica, and baby's like, yeah!
Did you get the Conan O'Brien thing?
No, he's way late in game.
Oh.
I know a guy who's finished the game.
What did he think of it?
He likes it. He's a big critic of things, though, so, like, he's like, it's okay.
It's definitely, like, one of the greatest games I've ever played.
Do you think it's going to have replayability, though?
Yeah, at the end of... Well, so that's the thing. It's such a massive game. Yeah. It is huge. It's
really?
long. Like, this dude played it for 4 days straight and finished it. But at the same time, he was doing a lot of stuff like me. He would probably not as in-depth, because I'm literally going to every single community and, like,
because that's that Resident Evil mentality.
What do you mean?
Checking everything.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do that, but everyone was telling me get to Chapter 3 first.
So I got to Chapter 3 and then I went back.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't matter. We're doing the expedition regardless. I've been so hype about it all day today.
I will tell you, it's kind of like, after putting in 18 hours of just in that first area.
Yeah.
Just like... going. I know that place like the back of my hand at this point. I've built bridges. I've built ladders. I've put stuff together.
Why I'm surprised he didn't put in a thing where you could... I feel like it would be awesome. This is asking a little much, but if we could do a thing where we could, like, assign deliveries to our friends. Like, if I put, like, something on the conveyor belt and I'm like, this needs to go to Josh and I need him to deliver it to so-and-so and I need him to take a specific path or he gets less points, blah, 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 to make it difficult. Because ideally what would be really fucking cool is if they kept the gameplay, but they allowed people to make whole new maps and new command posts and stuff. That would be fucking awesome.
You just want, like, an open sandbox.
Well, I have to keep... what I would say to people that were, like, are missing some things from it, it is the first one, if it is a series. And he's restarted the company. And, like, that is always the hardest thing to make a whole new game, because all you do, the reason sequels for video games are better than like movie sequels is because all they're doing is building on that last game.
Progression, yeah.
So he may have plans. I don't know. The man gets real depressed when he finishes a project.
From what I've heard, is it doesn't look like it has sequel strength. Like the way it ends it wraps up pretty nicely.
But they could just
at the same time there are a lot.
There's
but
time
like I was
that
gonna
you could
say,
just be a different person in a different time working for like Fragile or something.
What I was going to say is
years.
The world has a lot of potential, and there are plenty of other video games you'd never imagine were going to get a sequel that are getting a sequel.
Yeah.
But overall, my enjoyment of the game, I do love the gameplay. It is something I've never experienced before, and just the mechanics alone
are just crazy.
And I would say that if you are on the fence to play this game, rent it, Redbox it, whatever, just on the strength of the gameplay mechanics alone. Because you'd think it would get boring. I'm going to be honest. Like, you think it would get boring taking cargo, taking packages from one spot to another on a map. But I've done it for 20 hours, and every time I do it, I'm still so excited to deliver that. It's always different. Sure, you're going to find BT territory, and you're going to always have to tackle them.
Yeah,
but
you don't know when it's going to happen.
So the thing with it is, you can clear out BTs.
Oh, really? Later on?
Like, I was worried because you're about to come up to a part that's fucking nuts.
Oh, great.
Oh, this will be exciting.
And so,
great.
I was like, well, shit, if I have to deliver packages to the outpost that's on the opposite end, that's so fucking exhausting to have to go through that over and over again, because it is fucking nuts. But, it's cleared. Like, my path I chose is cleared. There's BTs that exist still, but if I can follow the same path I cleared before...
And it shows you past delivery. Your map must look fucking cancerous at this point in the starter area.
There's a lot of stuff going on. I have bridges built, and like other people have built bridges over rivers and shit, and I've just built
I kind of brushed past it, but my understanding is I need the metal to build it on top of having the thing. Okay.
Yeah, the foundation. You build the foundation, and then you have the metal materials to build the bridge. Okay. But dude, at the very beginning, where there's like just cracks and ravines into rivers,
you were like bridge.
There's a person who built a bridge, and then there's another person that built another bridge after that, and I was like, I'm just gonna add another one after that. And so now it's just a seamless transition.
Now I'm worried about that as well. So this guy brought up this good point that I was watching on YouTube. What happens when it's too much? I don't want too much help. I don't want too much.
So that's the thing.
That's
interesting.
In a year, it's going to be fucking like full.
I don't think so, though.
I mean, I wish there was a setting where I could clear it, like clear everything.
Because honestly, I haven't seen much addition to places I've been. I've added to things. I've seen a couple other things.
So is it your friends list?
No, it's just randos. But it's not heavily polluted. There's bridges, there's rope,
well,
there's
you gotta
ladders,
think he had to put some sort of...
And there's signs fucking everywhere. But that's it. Like, it's not overwhelming, it's not crazy. And you can take things down if you don't like it.
I did see that you can take stuff
there's
down.
Shit. There's
even
like
if it's
people
like
who built a bridge. There was a random bridge just built nowhere. I was like, fuck that. Destroy it.
Yeah.
And what's funny is because you were kind of talking about it, I've spent a majority of this time building safe routes through things. Like for my bike, I'll put generators in spots between.
Oh, really?
Between the two, like.
See, my dumb ass did. I left, and then Destiny looks over and goes, "Is your bike gonna run out of battery?" And I was like, "Well, we're in it now."
I had to Google for him how to fix the bike, and
well, because I saw
it needed generators.
And then I went into the thing. This is kind of funny. So I go into the thing, and it introduces you to email at this point.
Yeah.
And the first email is, "Sorry, I hope we didn't get you too excited when you saw that bike out front."
Yeah.
Fuck you, because then you got to do a whole nother mission. It's not too bad, but you don't want to walk through BTs. Like, you just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But
the bike, I will let you know, if you fuck up your bike, it's gone forever.
You can't get another one?
Eventually you can build one, but that's not at a
Yeah,
point
good thing I reloaded my save because I lost my bike.
That's not in a point where my game is at
immediately.
either.
Holy shit.
So I've fucked my bike like twice. There's one time I was just doing a mission. There's a little hidden enclave where it's one dude living by himself.
Well, you know how to repair it, right?
You bring it you have to bring it to
the garage and put it in the garage.
But my ass, I was like driving. So you got to, you know the area where you're going to set off from to go up to the ravine where all the BTs are, whatever.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to avoid, and I got fucked.
You got to go through them.
Yeah, I got fucked.
But there's a little enclave to the left of that ravine that is one dude lives by himself. He's called the Musician. That's where you get the harmonica if you max it out.
Oh.
And he's a pain in the ass to get to. Because you have to...
How'd you even know he was there?
He popped up on my map.
Oh, okay.
Like after
doing
chapter
2 orders or something.
Yeah,
after
popped
chapter
up, and I was
2.
like, what the fuck?
Maybe that's what.
So I went there, but it was a pain in the ass to get to. So I'm driving my bike, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna cross the river real quick. It looks fine. I cross it, and my bike sinks.
You didn't scan it, did you?
No, my bike sunk. And
I always
you can't
scan,
do anything
no matter
about
what.
that. You can't do anything about it. You can't pick it
That's
up. You
what
can't
happened
take
to
it.
me, and I was just like, reload save. Goodbye.
That's what I did too.
Done. I mean, the only reason I really did it, because she watched me try, is because my cargo was just so fucked.
I like attaching like the light cargos to the bike.
So the first time I got the bike, she watched me attach the huge like 400 metal to one side.
And it
was just like driving like this, and I was like,
drive and went, oh, okay, we're gonna get off and fix this. And I would say so.
I was like, it's a magical bike, fuck it. And then I was like, can't
not.
get through BTs with this.
No, it's not. It's really, honestly, it's a realistic interpretation of a lot of things. You know, so I don't know. I love the game. I'm in chapter 3. I got 20 hours put in. I haven't played much.
I hope it has replayability because I just love the game.
The story is bonkers. The story is just bonkers.
Yeah, I was kind of mad that YouTube video I watched at the end. They were showing a bunch of random scenes, and I was like, "Bitch, what the fuck? I don't even know this."
So I don't know. I mean, I think ultimately what I would say is if you have any interest in playing I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's gonna be a defining game of the genre, be it a positive or a bad one, but it's gonna have some, what's the word I'm looking for?
Dick.
It's not gonna have some dick. You can't see Norman Reedus' dick at all. You can see his ass.
He goes like this.
That's the first thing he did. I kid you not. When he finally opened up the game and it let him control Norman Reedus and he discovered the urinate button, I said, do not hit it and try to look at his penis. And then Corey opened it back up. Red had to do it and then did it and kept trying to turn it.
And he goes like this.
He goes
moving.
He just turns.
And he's like.
Have you ever tried to pee and with people around?
No.
He'll talk to himself. He's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, Sam?" I'm like,
wait, have you tried? So something weird happened to me, and I don't know if it's just other random players that it picks one. But we were walking, and I just started shouting with the touchpad, and then someone responded and was like, "My name's Sam too."
Yeah,
and I was like,
"You got the trophy for it and everything."
Fuck.
Yeah, it's other players.
And he'll randomly while I'm out walking, he'll be like, "I hope no one's watching."
Yeah, that I don't know what that's about. That kind of freaks
is
me
Troy
out.
Baker off on the side?
The creepiest thing ever, if you leave him in his private quarters and you set the
He'll,
controller
wink
down,
at
he turns, looks at the camera, and winks.
I know.
It scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's great.
Because he left the controller to go do something in the kitchen.
And
So I was
sitting
sitting there playing Assassin's Creed, and I look up, and he looks at me and winks, and I was like,
what the fuck?
So then she's
what did I just witness?
She's like,
It's
babe,
the greatest
Norman
thing.
Reedus just winked at me, and I was like, he better be fucking winking at me.
It's the greatest thing. I will literally just sit there and just watch.
Did you do the selfies? I have hella selfies from the mirror.
And the baby likes them.
Oh, yeah.
If you go to the mirror, yeah, the baby likes them. The best part of the whole game, though, so far, has been when he told Guillermo del Toro to go fuck himself, and he handed the baby, and the baby's flicking him off in the little thing. I didn't even expect it. He handed him, and I just see the little baby floating in the thing. How about you? I'm with him.
Yeah.
I also love that they plugged Norman Reedus' show because when Corey went to go to the bathroom,
It says AMC Ride.
with Norman Reedus, I was like, oh my god, they did not.
My drink is Monster Energy drink.
I saw a picture of a monster truck. Lawrence Sontag, he tweeted out the picture of this giant monster truck. He's like, look what I found. A truck designed by Hideo Kojima.
He also, because I was watching the new Inside Gaming, because they're the ones that had made the video. Let me not say that and start shit, but I don't like them as much. But they referenced Lawrence and how he gave it a 10 out of 10. I haven't watched Funhouse since Bruce left, so I don't know, but
I love this game.
I love this game.
It's going to be difficult for me.
It's good to hear that other diehards like the game.
It's really going to be difficult for me because it's the highest contender for Game of the Year for me right now.
With what?
with another game coming out in 2 days.
Oh, yeah. Yo, this guy at work keeps bringing that shit up, and I'm like, you haven't even played Death Stranding. Don't come at me with Star Wars is going to be... It's just another Dark Souls with Jedi shit. I'm not saying that makes it bad. I want it, but...
I don't want to hear y'all talk about y'all's games and your happiness, because I'm stuck waiting until 2020.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
She's waiting for it.
I'm with you on that one.
I'm still salty. Like, he was like, oh, Death Stranding comes out Friday. And I was like,
You're like, shut the
my
fuck up,
game doesn't
bitch.
come out till March 20th, 2020. So
I did wait 4 years for mine, though.
How long has it been since
2.
Doom?
No, probably
It came
longer
out in
than
20...
that.
It's been like
They're
3 years
small.
since the announcement.
They're a small team.
You're
Yeah.
not wrong.
Yeah,
Someone at my
forever.
work worked on it. Their daughter. I
They
always
worked
talk
on
to-
their daughter?
because I was like, damn, like, Destiny's so upset, and I was like, I know your daughter works at Bethesda. Did she hear anything about, like, why they pushed it back? And she was like, oh, she does, like, the debugging. Like, when shit gets bad, she's, like, a contractor for Bethesda. So, she was like, I'll ask, and I keep forgetting to go talk to her.
I mean, the game felt polished when I got to play it. I was really surprised.
But whatever she
I
said,
just-
she
'cause
said
they didn't
something
really go
happened.
Into detail.
I was so surprised. I was like, this game felt like it was fucking finished.
She said
Yeah.
whatever it was breaking the game. So she said that she really had... Because she was... she didn't say this directly, but I'm assuming because when she worked on it was around the time they pushed it back.
Yeah.
So something... You know, you never know. An audio file could fuck the whole game up.
One small string of
Yeah,
code.
that's all it takes.
I just like that they're at least, you know, for people that pre-ordered it, like, you get...
Oh, so much more now!
Yeah,
It's
you
Well,
get
that's
so
a Final
good.
Fantasy
stuff
move.
for it, and you get an entire, what is it, Doom
64.
You get an entire game with it free.
You know what?
So, like, it makes it a little better, but it sucks, because y'all
does
have
suck.
your games,
We have
and I gotta
Japan to
wait.
thank for that because
That suck.
they kind of set the standard with Final Fantasy 15 getting pushed back so much that when they wanted everyone to play that didn't have internet, they had to install the day one update to their build, and they were like, it's going to take us like a month.
Yeah.
So they were like, here's a bunch of free shit. And I don't know.
It does
I feel
suck,
like
'cause
ever since then,
Doom-
people are pretty good about...
I mean,
you know what's crazy, though?
Gets pushed back.
Doom got pushed back, right? And then everything else got fucking pushed back. Ubisoft pushed everything that they have back.
Maybe they were smart. Maybe they were scared of Death Stranding. It
Bro,
is a brand new
The Last
game,
of Us
you know?
Part 2 was supposed to come out in
And
February,
pushed back.
and they got pushed back. Everything. It wasn't
don't
just
know.
Doom. Doom sucks. Don't get me wrong. I
Wait,
was super excited
Is
about
that
that.
because of the PS? No, wait, because that's
So-
next holiday.
That's what's interesting. And that's what I think we should talk about on the next podcast.
Okay.
Is the fact that all these games are
shit.
getting pushed back, and there's a new console coming. Two
Two
new
new
consoles coming
technically.
next year.
I don't know how I feel about Xbox. They never really truly used Xbox One X's potential. And then all these big games came along, and it was fucking destroying Xbox One X. Like, Modern Warfare was taking down some X's. There was some other game that came out that was taking it down, too. It was recent.
I love my
What
my
game was it you
Xbox,
wanted?
I should say.
There was a game you wanted that you told Terrell not to get because it was bricking
Anthem.
PS4s. Yeah.
Oh, Anthem was a joke. Just to be on the record, we played it the night, it was either the day after or the night it came out, and we were making fun of EA, and we were like, you know, EA is the kind of company that if, like, their shit bricked your PS4, they wouldn't give a fuck. Like, what if Anthem did that? Not even, we called each other, too. I called him, and I was like, yo, it just got announced that EA's game is bricking PS4s, and they're saying they're not going to do shit about it.
Yep.
Just crazy, I'm just saying. Like,
All right.
saw the future. All right.
So we talked about Death Stranding. We explained that you guys should definitely try it out. If you're on the fence with it, definitely try it. Give it a shot. You know, rent it, Redbox it, whatever you want to do. But be a part of gaming history. At least I'm going to go out on a limb and say gaming history, because you never know what's going to happen in 5 years. We might be looking back and going, Death Stranding is mechanically the forefather of some great games that will be coming.
Yo, give me more package delivery games.
And also,
That aren't
Which-
Diner Dash.
Also, fuck Bethesda for pushing Doom back.
that. And also, the way that Death Stranding, the letters bleed, says eat standing.
You heard it here first.
All right,
Y'all have a
join
good
us
day.
again on another Gamer Girls But Boys, and subscribe and like, tell all your friends.